Hi, I'm making this video to share my experience regarding applying H1B extension, H4 extension, and H4EAD extension petitions bundled and filed with USCIS under premium processing. I'm going to share the exact timelines in my case. So I have my attorney has bundled all of the three petitions together and sent it to USCIS on January 29th to the Phoenix USCIS location, Tempe, Arizona, and the USCIS has received on February 1st. That's when the case status has changed for all four petitions, stating that they have received the application, and on February 3rd, uh, the H1B status has flipped to request for initial evidence was sent, and we have responded back to USCIS, and this RFE was received by USCIS on February 18th, and H1B was approved on February 23rd. After the H1B got approved, now my H4 case status has changed from case has been received to request for initial evidence was sent for H4. And once they have changed the status on February 25th, the notice was received in hand via mail, USPS mail, on March 2nd. And I have the exact notice here. So this is what the RFE for H4 was. It is for request for evidence biometrics. So it is essentially stating that USCIS wants to determine if the applicant is eligible for the so-called benefit that I'm applying to be dependent on H1B. And they have mentioned that this letter serves as the request for evidence, and we will receive another application service center appointment confirmation letter with a time and date where we should be going to provide fingerprints of my spouse for the H4 benefit. So before that, the USCIS would not do any kind of adjudication for this, and they have requested digital photograph, signature, and fingerprints, all three, from my spouse, so as to continue processing of the application. And they also mentioned that once the application submits it, we do not have to do anything, and the processing will continue automatically. Yeah, we will talk about this later, but this is the exact copy that we have received. And for me, luckily, both the RFE and also the appointment letter delivered to my mailbox via USPS on the same day. So it was issued on the 25th, as soon as this case status was changed to RF request for initial evidence was issued. So this is how the application service center appointment copy would look like without the stamp, obviously. So it will have your name, information, and it will also barcode, which is what they will scan. The USCIS staff will scan when you go for the appointment, and it will not have this stamp, and it will have the location. So this location is something that is nearest to your address that you have given to USCIS, right? So they will give you something that is closer to it. So in my center, it is Fort Worth, and they will provide you a date and time, right? So when you have to arrive at the application service center, this is what is in the first page, and in the second page you will have an applicant information worksheet, AIW, where you should just fill in the basic information, right? You have your name, first name, last name, date of birth, nationality, and like your Asian, Hispanic, and your height and weight. That's it. You have to fill this form. So in terms of this, so I received this in hand on March 2nd, but the appointment was scheduled for March 11th. And so you have to make sure you fill in the application AIW worksheet before you even hit the application service center. You have to fill this in and make sure you fill it in with black ink. That is what USCIS prefers. So we have to use black ink to fill this. And once you have this filled in with the appropriate information, and I have visited the service center on March 11th at 8 a.m. So the application service center opens at 8 a.m. So I was in line by 7:45, and there were a couple more people in front of me. And once the doors are open, we were allowed in. And the first thing they looked at is if you have this letter and one form of identification. And the second thing is they want this to be filled out. If it is filled out, well and good, you will move in for further checking. If not, they will give you a pad and pen to fill this out. So make sure you just fill it, so do not want to wait there and stand and fill this out in line. So once this is filled, they allow you in. Then in the application service center, they're going to make you empty your pockets, put them into bin, like a TSA check at the airport, right? So they make sure they do all the checks, and then there is another front desk person. She's going to give you an the name, I guess. She gave me an token number, and we went and took the token number attached to the application sheet after verifying our ID, and made us sit. And you can be accompanied. See, I accompanied my spouse, and even if you have a kid, I've seen people, they brought in their kid, so that is completely fine. It does not has to be your spouse, or you yourself has to go. If you have to go in, you can be accompanied, and many people have done it. So we went in, waited in the front row. Our number was 3, and we were called in. There were no cubicles or anything as such. It was like two big open areas. They have all this machinery, and my code was 3. So you pay attention to this one. It's a code 3. So if it says code 3, they need full 10 fingerprints, and they would need your photo and also a signature. So the fingerprints are for background verification, criminal, just want to make sure there is no criminal history, and photo is for producing the actual card, and signature is for the signature to be printed on the H4-EAD card, authorization card. And for some of them, you can see code 2 in here. If it is code 2, they only need is photo. That's all they would need. And yeah, so once we were in, we have provided all our fingerprints, photo, and signature. My spouse has provided them, and we were in and out. Like after 8, we were in and out in like within less than 10 minutes, I could say that. And there were no any other questions. They just scanned it and put in all the information in there, took your details, and they submitted it. That's it. So once it is submitted, and it's like less than 1 to 2 hours, and the case was changed on the H4 I-539 petition, from request for initial evidence was sent to fingerprints have been applied to your file, something as such. Fingerprints were taken and applied to your file. That is what the status has changed to. And so as my RFE stated that you don't have to do anything, and the status will change automatically, I waited for a couple of days from March 11th to March 13th, but nothing has changed. So my attorney has oh, so I forgot to tell about the stamp. So this stamp, like once they take the fingerprints, right, that's when they will put on this stamp on it. So I scanned this copy, this page, and send it to my attorney, and they have responded back to the RFE that I have received, and to USAs stating that I have completed the requirement that they have requested me for, and that's what they have basically sent to USAS as a response, and they received it on the 15th. And on 18th, so 15th is Monday, on 18th, the case status has been flipped to case was approved for the H4. And after that, my H4-EAD case also has been marked as approved. And followed by that, within I think within 3-4 days, that case was changed to card is produced, and card is being mailed. Ultimately on March 26th, we received the EAD in hand in mail. So that is how the journey was. And with respect to, I have received it for H4, but many people have been receiving it, the RFE for H4-EAD. So this one is for H4-EAD, and this is not received by me. So it's one of my friends who have applied, one of my friends who has applied 1 week after me, and his case is also similar. Everything is bundled and premium sent to the same location. So his spouse received this RFE for H4-EAD. So, and it states clearly that it is photo only appointment. So for them, they went in early. So for me, I received on March 2nd, but my appointment is on March 11th. But they received on March 21st in hand, and their appointment was sometime in April second week. But many people are even online. I've read many people saying that they do not have to wait all the way till their appointment date. They can walk in early. So that's what they did. They received on 21st, and the very next day they walked in to the application service center. Basically, they called the application service center and asked them, will they allow walk-in? They said yes. So they walked in at 9:45. This was in Dallas, and they were out in 10 minutes. Same experience. So they just checked. They have an application confirmation letter. They scanned it and took her photo, and they were out. So no hassle there. And for San Jose, I heard that they're not allowing walk-ins. So that's what I would suggest. If you have received and you want to speed up your process a bit, if you do not want to wait all the way till like 10-12 days to give out your photos or fingerprints, so just call in your application service center, check with them. If they're okay, just walk in. So that will at least expedite your petition by whatever 10 days or whatever days that it could save you. Yeah. So I hope this video will help those who are in the same boat. And yeah, thank you.